Hello and welcome to World Talks on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. As the European Parliament debates the state of freedom of assembly in Hungary, questions are rising over a new law critics say restricts democratic rights. With EU institutions divided and Hungary's government defending the legislation as a matter of child protection and sovereignty, the debate has reignited tensions across the bloc. Joining us is Csaba Lukács. He's Managing Director of Magyar Hang, an independent weekly newspaper, to provide insight into what's really happening on the ground. Welcome to TVP World, sir, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you for the opportunity and good evening for everyone from Budapest.
Thank you. Now, what is it that the European Parliament is upset about here?
Yeah, in March it was voted a law called the Child Protection Law, which has as a result that the Hungary's government banned Hungary's Budapest Pride event. And also they are planning to have a new law, which is called Transparency Law, which will be, which final voting, it was delayed until September, but probably it will be voted. And they can stop all independent media organizations and even NGOs who are considered as a threat on national sovereignty. So the first law, it's a clear violation of human rights to make demonstrations or to get together people. So it's a violation of rights to demonstrate. And the other law can stop.
Let me just for clarity there, let me just make sure I understand what you're saying. So the first law, as you call it, is it's impinging on human rights because it's stopping the gathering of people in protest or demonstration. But does it only apply to the LGBTQ plus community, or is it a general law?
In that moment, it will be applied for LGBT community because they are saying that they are protecting the child's right to do not see any embarrassment things, and the LGBT pride, it's a threat on child's growing. So they say that the LGBT people can not march on the street because it's a danger to child, so they can hold their event only in closed places. But we are thinking, and all civil organizations in Hungary, they are thinking that law can be applied for any kind of demonstrations if they are saying that it's considered as a danger to any kind of child things or for the governmental issues or even for the democracy. So they can apply that law to any kind of organization, and they can ban any kind of demonstration if they want.
Understood. Okay, please continue with what you were saying earlier. So
the second law, it's against. So they are saying that the Hungary is under threat. So national security is under threat, and they can put on the list of a so-called sovereignty office every independent newspaper or NGOs who are trying to criticize the government, who are trying to, who are considered as a threat to the Christian values or family values, and also if you are trying to influence the voters. But as a journalist, I know that if I am writing about any topics, it could be influencing the voters. So that's like a rubber law which can be applied to any NGOs or any newspapers. And if somebody is put on the sovereignty list, they will apply some severe punishment against us, and they can even stop operating those NGOs and independent journalists as well.
So you expect this second law to actually be applied across the board to any journalistic organisation or NGO or anyone else that takes the government's fancy, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. So if you are critical with the government, they can say that it's considering as a threat to the Hungarian sovereignty, and we can be banned. And let me go further. So today they started a draft law in the governmental web page, which says that in a case of emergency, or even in a martial law case, so we are getting step by step closer to the martial law. The Prime Minister office, headed by Antal Rogán, will have the right to stop any kind of newspapers, nationwide newspaper, news portals, with the exception of national press products. So obviously the governmental press will be not affected. And they can suspend and limit the number of copies and the page of the remaining newspapers and magazines, and they can suspend their subscription services as well. So we are giving more and more, so the government is giving more and more power to the hands of Prime Minister office. And if they will declare the national defense crisis or martial law, they can stop operating the all newspapers. So we are getting step by step closer to Russia, unfortunately.
Understood. Now, how is this being received on the streets in Budapest and other cities?
There are no demonstrations yet. So we have a demonstration since 2 months ago. Every Tuesday is a demonstration day, but unfortunately less and less people are attending. So it seems that the people are not reacting to that. But let me have a good news. It was published today, a poll made by Median, which is one of the largest poll company in Hungary, and they are saying that the TISA party has built a 15% of lead against Fidesz. So if the elections will be taken tomorrow, the TISA party would get 51% compared to 36% for Fidesz. So it's clearly seen that the oppositional party became more and more powerful. And if there will be clear elections in Hungary, the Fidesz will lose the elections. And probably that's the reason why they started to think about other methods, how to keep themselves in the power.
Well, quite. I mean, how can elections be held openly and transparently when there are all these restrictions, for example, on the gathering of supporters, for example, for the parties?
That's a good question. So that there are no free elections, or there are no fair elections in Hungary since more than 10 years ago. So the government has all resources. They have the billboards. They have a huge propaganda machinery, and even the state television is not allowed for the opposition member to enter there. So it's a totally unbalanced situation. But it seems that for the people, it's enough. They feel embarrassed about the current government, and they are getting to more and more of that. They are trying to push them away from the power. Let's see if that phenomenon will take, because we have more than 300 days after the election, so nobody knows what invention will find Fidesz to get more power and to convince people that they have to vote for them again and again.
Right. I'd like to share with you a quote by Fidesz party MEP Kinga Gál. She says that 30 times Hungary has been put on the European Union's agenda, and also that some of the agenda items which they have proposed for the EU have been brushed aside. For example, a lack of transparency in NGO funding. So it sounds as though she's saying that basically Hungary is being victimized Your thoughts?
Yeah, they are saying that they are victims, but we clearly see that all governmental money is going for gongos, for those organizations who are spreading the governmental propaganda. We are not getting any advertising even from the multinational companies because they are afraid that they will be punished if they are spending any money on independent press. So we could see that what's happened in Georgia before and in Russia like 10 years ago, those phenomenon exist in Hungary, and we are living in a semi-democracy. Orbán Viktor calls himself as an illiberal democracy. So Hungary became a country where the basic human rights are not accepted. And they are trying to prove that it's nothing to see here, and they are doing normally. But everybody knows that what the government politicians are saying, it's a pure lie. So we are happy that even the European politicians can clearly see that they are cheated by the Orbán government, and they are trying to get a way how to punish the Hungary. But unfortunately,
how are they going to do that?
That even the Hungarian people will be punished, not only the government.
Well,
so that's the reason why Hungary is not receiving any money from EU.
So what can the European Commission do to quote punish Hungary, as you say, that it's not already doing? And we've only got about a minute left, so I'll ask you to be brief, please.
So they can stop sending money to Hungary. So they already did that. There is the Article 7, which was started, but it goes extremely slowly. And also they can suspend the right of voting for Hungary in the EU.
Understood. Well, thank you very much for laying that all out for us and for our audience. And we wish you a good evening, sir.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. And that brings us to the end of this episode. World Talks don't go away, though. As always, lots more coming up. Goodbye.